Hey guys, so Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Transformers Earthrise Voyager class Skywarp and Thundercracker Tupac, brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, as well as my good buddy Evil Villain. Click the link in the description below. Head on over to his Instagram, let him know Overlord sent ya. That said, it's story time, because I have to say, I find it quite ironic that Skywarp and Thundercracker here were originally, say it with me now, Target exclusives. Oh, jeez. And Starscream was a mainline release, and now with the Studio Series 86 line, Skywarp and Thundercracker are mainline releases that you can find pretty much anywhere. And Starscream is the Target exclusive. Oh, jeez. And unfortunately, my luck, as well as my good buddy Evil Villain's luck, with finding Target exclusives is pretty crap. So I'm going to will into existence that he's able to find the new Starscream, so I can get the Earthrise one and review it for you guys. Because, well, we cannot have Seekers without their POS leader. So, you know, there is that. But with that being said, why don't we take a look at a mold that I'm kind of surprised Hasbro decided to update. We'll move who I think is Thundercracker out of the way and focus on Skywarp here, because the darker colors work better with the backdrop. Again, I hope it's Skywarp. If not, you know what? Sue me. I'm legally blind. What do you expect? But, of course, they have their null rays plugged into their arms, like Megatron's fusion cannon. I can't, in all fairness, count those as accessories, because they're constantly on the characters, so there's that. But as far as their articulation goes, their heads can bobble up and down a little bit, can rotate, and tilt. Their shoulders can go out to the side, back down, rotate forward and back. They do have single jointed elbows that get you about 90 degrees, bicep swivel, and for whatever reason their wrists do this. I know it's for transformation, but it doesn't, unless I missed something in transformation, which I very well could have. I am a nincompoop. I don't think their arms do anything in transformation other than just fold up like this, which is kind of stupid considering the fact that they have, I can turn his arm up here, hollowed out biceps, which they could have very easily fit the fists into. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. That said, they don't have waist articulation for obvious reasons. I'm assuming the new ones probably have that and wrist swivel, so I guess there's that. But as far as the hips go, you can kick out, you can kick back down, you can flip the front skirt up, so you can kick the leg forward at about a 90-degree angle, kick it back. They got thigh cut, single jointed knee. Be mindful of the knee panels here. They don't exactly lock into place. That's about my only gripe with these guys. The knee panels don't lock in there as tight as I would like. I wish they snapped in as opposed to just kind of on there. That said, the feet do have a decent little ankle rocker and kind of sort of hinge back and forth. It's more like a toe hinge, so not going to get a whole lot out of that. But that is the Earthrise Seeker mold in a nutshell. Again, it's a decent mold. I don't know why they thought the need to update it. I mean, other than the tolerances on the shins, and again, retooling the arms and the waist so they have more articulation. These are fine. Aesthetically, they look great. To me, at least. They look like G1 Seeker jets. Also, it should be worth noting the wings can also swivel back and forth and hinge back, for what that's worth. I don't know why you would want your Seeker with the wings like that, but you totally do it. I guess maybe the Seekers in G1, their wings were kind of like pop back just a smidge like that. Maybe that's why. But I don't mind him being flat like this. I think that's fine. But, standing him up, let's take a closer look at his brother here, Thundercracker or Skywarp, whichever. And again, looks great. Looks like a G1 Seeker. Still puzzled as to why they decided to change these guys, but it is what it is. I'm not a developer on the Transformers team, for good reason. I'd suck at it. Marvel Legends, I think I'd have something to offer. Transformers, I don't know. I'd probably just suggest more Bayformers and animated and prime characters. And, well, you know, you G1 purists get all butthurt if that happened. So, you know, Thundercracker is Thundercracker. He looks good. So, standing him back here. I mean, he's the same thing as Skywarp, just blue. He's blue, abba-dee, abba-die. Alright, I'll knock it off. But yeah, I would highly recommend, if you're not sold on the new ones, if you can track these guys down, because I know for a while they were pretty expensive. Probably because, like I said, they were the Seeker Jet mold for a hot minute. And again, I really don't get why they felt the need to update them as much as they did. I mean, here's the thing. I think it's the year for, like, borderline useless updates. Because the Seekers, they're better than these, at least. But I don't think they were 100% necessary. Astro Train is a complete mess. I am not buying that. Despite what the old ones go for, I would rather hold out hope that the old ones either get reissued, or at the very least I can find one for a good price. And then my boy Shockwave, who probably could have used an update, got the shaft, man. He just got a Siege reissue with less peg holes and more G1 accurate colors. Really, he's the one that should have got the leader class treatment, and Astro Train should have just got reissued. I'm like, what is going on here? But at any rate, before I wrap this up, let's bring in our two regulars. We got the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith, probably barely on screen. Yeah, he's barely on screen. And the infamous 11 Spawn, who, as usual, even with their big, what are those? Shoulder collar thingies sticking up by their heads? Either way, good old Al Simmons, as usual, towers over everyone. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and after messing around with this Earthrise Seeker mold, I have to ask why we needed updates. Other than not having wrist articulation, this Seeker mold is pretty much perfect, at least if you ask me. But I'm sure the new one has all the bells and whistles that this one is lacking, that I'm just not picking up on. And you know what? That's fine. But I'm still going to have to will into existence that my good buddy Evil Villain is going to be able to get that Target exclusive Starscream, because, well, I need the Earthrise one to go with these guys. So before we wrap this sucker up, why don't we get these guys transformed and take a closer look at their vehicle modes. And as promised, here we have both Thundercracker and Skywarp in their jet modes. Of course, because they are Seekers, they are the same. Here is Thundercracker, the blue one. Look at the bottom. Not the prettiest. I really don't know why these fists don't fold up into the arm, as opposed to just folding onto the outside of the arm like they do, but it's how it is. I could not find any panels on the arms to conceal those, so it is what it is. And there's also no real landing gear on these guys. There's some molded spots here and there, but nothing like egregious as far as the landing gear goes. Unless, of course, I am missing something, which, if I am, please let me know in the comments. But there is Thundercracker. Here is Skywarp, the black one. Let's look at the underside of him. I would say of the two, I think Skywarp is a little bit tighter, maybe. I'm not sure. All I know is that these are pretty solid jet modes, and I'm still perplexed as to why they felt the need to update them, other than lack of wrist articulation. I mean, really, all they had to do was swap out the forearm. I think the rest of this mold's pretty decent, but that's just me, I guess. I don't have the new ones in hand, so I can't tell you what is and isn't better between them, but I don't know, I think these are fine. And I am gonna keep willing into existence that my good buddy Evil Villain can get his hands on the, for whatever reason, Target exclusive Studio Series Starscream that uses that new Seeker mold, because I want the Earthrise one to go with these guys. So we both have complete sets, they're all in scale, they're all the same mold. Everyone wins if Target's not lame, but unfortunately, for the past couple of years now, Target's decided to be super lame. So, you know, fingers crossed, I guess. Well, that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.